All right, so right now we're giving a little homage to Drizzy. You feel me? One of the hardest in the game, in my opinion. One of the best to ever do it. My man's been on over a 15-year run. He's been on a hiatus. It wasn't until recently Kenny said and kung fu him out of the lineup. You feel me? The conversation, but Drake has been, in my opinion, the GOAT since 2010, and only 2 years into the game. Because I look at it like this. Let me pause this. I look at it like this when we really get into the Drake discography and like the whole argument of whether or not Drake is a GOAT. I look at it like this. My man's freshman, sophomore, and junior year was more lit than some people's whole 10-year career. He had features with Alicia Keys, with Dream, with T-Pain, with Eminem, with Kanye West, with Jamie Foxx, with Alicia Keys. And a lot of these artists I just named are either Grammy nominated or Grammy winning. You feel me? And then he was signed by Lil Wayne, somebody who has won Grammys. You feel me? So before he even was an artist who had any type of track record or trajectory like them, he was already doing features and getting like work done with these niggas. You feel me? So in my opinion, Drake is arguably one of the best artists to come out in the rap game in the last 15, 20 years. Because how many artists? So we could say this like, yeah, he came out before he came out, right? He started off Toronto underground, Memphis underground, right? But by the time he was a freshman dropping his first like studio album with a major conglomerate behind him, he would already have features, even legendary Bun B. Like, come on now. I'm gonna just leave it at that. Jeezy, my nigga had features from Jeezy, Wayne, Bun B, Kanye West, Eminem, hey, all before he had even been a household name for more than a year or two. So this is one reason why I say like Drizzy is one of the GOATs. We just got to give it up to the man because the things that he's accomplished in the amount of time it took him to accomplish it, like for him to have reached the accolades he's reached to be comparable to Michael Jackson, to be comparable to Prince, and to be comparable to the Beatles, like we can't really discredit the achievements. And the achievements happened because people was rocking with the music. Aubrey Graham is hands down one of the best musicians to have hit the airwaves in the last 15, 20 years. Is he a crybaby? Is he a simp? Is his music the same? Did he write it all? I don't know. I don't give a damn. It doesn't matter because Elvis Presley is one of the most celebrated artists of all time. He didn't write that many songs. He stole a lot of his content and didn't even give credit. If you look at the CD liner notes of Drake shit, there's niggas who are giving credit, right? I learned this a long time ago. I looked at a Ludacris CD, I looked at a 50 Cent CD, I looked at a T.I. CD, and I looked at an Eminem CD. Every single one of these CDs had different writers credited on the motherfucking songs. So when people discredit Drake as a lyricist and an artist because he has writers, nigga, all your favorite artists has writers too. Is it on every single song? Maybe not. But even if you look at the CD liner notes for a Jay-Z CD, there are other people who are credited with writing credit and composition credit. So for people to discredit Drake just because he had people ghostwriting for him, a lot of people have people ghostwriting for him. Part of the reason the ghostwriters gave him the shit is because the vocal production and execution that he was doing hit different than theirs. So the artistry aspect of it is not taken away from. The originality and the actual concept of being a writer, you can question. The idea of being a dope-ass artist and being a dope-ass deliverer, like, come on now, what are you talking about? It's no different than having a coach who can't execute the play. So the coach gives the play idea to the players who can do it. Look, y'all, I've been having this crazy ass play in my mind and I've never been able to pull it off. But I feel like with the dynamic we have, you guys have the skills, the speed, and the strength to accomplish this play working right. So the writer whips that shit up and then gives it to Drake. And that nigga is the athlete who actually executes it. You feel me? He puts the ball in the end zone. He puts that shit in the hoop. You feel me? And motherfuckers want to hate on my nigga just because he had extra coaches. Like, okay, cool. My nigga had 5 coaches. You only had 1. I don't know. People say, "Oh, get off of Drizzy. You over here glazing. You glazing." And I'm like, dog, I don't know, man. All I gotta say is Drake has been one of my favorite artists for a very, 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 very long time. And I'm not even trying to glaze. It's just a lot of people have writers. A lot of people have ghostwriters. A lot of people have help. A lot of people don't write their own songs. Whitney Houston is regarded as one of the best artists of all time, one of the greatest singers of all time. Whitney Houston was not a songwriter. So is Whitney Houston no longer giving her accolades and giving her credit because she didn't write a bunch of her songs? Like, what are we talking about? Come on now. Nobody could execute the way that she could. Her vocals were set up differently, dog. It's no different with Drake other than he's a rapper and he's from Toronto and people just have a negative opinion on him. That I'm not going to say nothing about. How you feel about Drake is up to you. But when it comes to the actual credentials, the discography, and the track record, we're not going to act like he didn't execute on so many of his songs. And even if you don't like the songs, if you just look at the trajectory and the track record, my man has rivaled the Beatles in sales and plays and number ones. He's rivaled Michael Jackson. He's rivaled Jay-Z. He's rivaled Kanye West. He's rivaled anybody. He's rivaled Elvis Presley. Anybody who's had a stupid long track record, whether it's number one hits, whether it's Billboard charting hits, whether it's Grammy nominations, like he's done it. He's done it. He's done it. And I'm going to get off right here. Look, we're just going to get back to listening to the music. All I wanted to do is listen to the music. This is turning into a Drake glaze for all. And I'm not one for glazing, but I'm also not one for lying or denying the truth. I've been rocking with Drizzy since the beginning, since before he was on TV, since before Bedrock came out, before Best I Ever Had was a thing. Like when he was still making music with Trey Songz and still in the basement, I was listening to Drizzy. So when people be trying to talk down and like say he doesn't have the talent, the skill, the ambition, I'm like, bro, that's crazy. He's actually better than most of our favorite rappers. And if you pay attention to the game, once Drake came out in the game, we had the melodic rappers, we had the introspective rappers, you feel me? Like he changed the game. Drake changed the game, and you can't deny that. If you deny it, it's just because you're a hater. In my opinion, if you deny the fact that Drake had a big impact on the rap game and on the music game in a whole, whether it's rap or pop, you are a fucking hater. And if you don't even want to, bro, he's influenced everything from rap, pop, hip hop, country, R&B, all, bro. He said it himself the best. Drake said it himself the best. I am Michael J. I am the new Michael Jackson. I am MJ. He said it himself the best because if you look at MJ, dog, he was the king of pop. He was doing R&B. He was doing rock music. He was messing with jazz music. Like he had the most. Oh, bro. I hate to do it. I hate to do it, but like I can't deny the fact that Drake is one of the best artists of all time. Drake is one of the best artists of all time. Give me it. Look, I'm even gonna open up the comments right now. I'm gonna open up the comments right now, and we can even talk about it. We can talk about it. But in my opinion, Drake is one of the best artists of all time. All right, so does anybody want to talk about it? Drake is down low. Drake is definitely down bad right now. And when you say down low, I don't know if you mean like down low. Because if you mean down low, I'm not going to say no. I understand what you're saying and I understand why you believe it. I honestly, I could see it being true. I just don't want to believe it because I rock with Drake the long way. So I just would rather it not be true. But I'm not going to tell you I don't understand the reason for believing it. I could definitely see it. I could definitely believe it. I just want to hope that is not the reality of the life that we live in, if that makes sense. You said, oh, apparently Drake lost. What we talking about? Marissa, we talking about Drizzy. Drake definitely fell off, unfortunately. But it's not because Drake fell off. It's not because the music got whacked. It's because Kenny did it to him. It's like, look, we can't deny Kendrick. Come from Kenny. Kendrick is a legend in his own right, too. And we can't have two legends beefing. If two legends start beefing a few, and one legend's going to have to supersede. And unfortunately, Kenny did it to him. It's his time. Like, things go in ebbs and flows, and things go in time. And so it's like, regardless of who was the better artist, only one of them was going to be able to come up, right? And be able to, like, continue. And Kenny showed us that he was the one who wanted to continue the hardest. He had the most support, he had the most recognition, he had the most. I mean, unfortunately, like it kind of sucks because, like I'm saying, everything now. Drake is one of the greatest artists that have come out in the last 10, 15 years. I don't think anyone could prove me otherwise. If you just look at his trajectory, if you look at his accolades, like you can't really negate what I'm saying right now. My man has some of the most Grammy nominations. He has some of the most number ones on Billboard charts. Like he's literally our Michael Jackson. Like Drake literally has become the equivalent of a Michael Jackson, of the Beatles, of Elvis Presley, of Prince. Like he's the modern day Jay Z and Lil Wayne. And he told us all of this before he was even doing that. Like he literally said, my goal is to take over for all of them, dog. And then what did he do? He ended up doing it. What's up, Katrina? What's up, straight? What did I say? Straight greatness? What up? I like the way you spelled that. But yeah, bro, I'm like, I don't even want to say all of this in order to like rain on people's parade or nothing. It's just when I really sit back and think about it, it's like, bro, just listen to the song. And it's so like, this is an R&B song, is it? Or is it a love song? Or is it a rap song? Like, regardless, he bodied the song. And that's all I'm really saying. Is like he always executes. And regardless of whether or not you like the song or think he executes, when it comes to accolades, he always executes. Look at his number one Billboard hits. Look at how many songs he has on the Hot 100. Look at how many singles he sold. Look at how many Grammys he's won. Look at his Grammy nominations. Like he's surpassing most of the people we consider to be legends. Yet we argue whether or not he deserves to be a legend. So this is one reason why I can understand why he just said everything of everybody. I don't even need to make music because y'all denying me based on your personal opinion. If you take your personal opinion out of it and just look at the accolades of success over the last, look at this. So if you just look at it, Drake started popping with what, like Bedrock? You feel me? Bedrock and Best I Ever Had. Dog, that shit was before 2010. So right now we're in 2025. So just take 2010 up until last year, 2014, when he was still going strong. Before they're not like they're not like before Kenny was whoosh, whoosh, whooping that ass, boy. He had given us 14 years straight of Gasolina. Dog, straight gas, straight fire, straight Kush pack. He was gassing that shit for over 10 years straight. For over 10 years straight. Just think about this. Lil Nas X, how long was he here? Even Lil Yachty, his heyday of fame. Look at 21 Savage. Even Future's fame level is dwindling, is, you feel me, up and down. Drake was on a 14 years straight level of success. And then all of a sudden it flopped. So I'm not gonna lie and say the flop didn't happen, but we have to acknowledge the fact that his career just outspanned multiple people's careers and trajectories for forever. So when we want to deny him being a GOAT, I just cannot do it. I cannot do it. I can't do it. Again, I'm gonna start this again. But like I said, look at how many songs he has on the Hot 100. Look at how many Billboard hits he has. Look at how many Grammys he has. Look at how many people he wrote for. We want to. He even said it on Nothing Was the Same. He said they can't fuck with my freshman floater. My sophomore album will only get greater. You feel me? And so like his first 2 years signed to a major label, he worked with Alicia Keys, he worked with Jay-Z, he worked with Kanye West, he worked with Eminem. He was signed by Lil Wayne, arguably one of the greatest rappers of all time. In order to be acknowledged by such great talent, you gotta be talented. And so the reason I'm talking so passionately is because it blows my mind when people say Drake's not a great. How is Drake not a great? Like, give me a reason why Drake is not a great. Why is Drake not a legend? He gave us 10, 15 years of straight fight. Nothing Was the Same is one of the best albums of all time, in my opinion. At least since the 2020s or 2010s. Since 2010, Nothing Was the Same is one of the greatest rap albums to ever drop. I think Nothing Was the Same might even be better than Take Care. Change my opinion. Please, somebody drop something in the comments to change my opinion on that. Nothing Was the Same is one of the best Drake albums of all time, if not the best Drake album of all time. If you're reading this is too late, fire, yes, whole shit, yes. Take care, of course, yes. Nothing is wrong with it. Even his first album was not bad. Man, I'm just gonna quit talking. See, look, we got over 50 people viewing this right now. Nobody can give me a reason why Drake is not a go, or why the albums I'm saying don't go in the order they go in. Because I'm spitting nothing but straight facts, dog. And so, with that being said, I'm not even gonna talk. I'm gonna just let the music play for a minute. I'm about to get my beard right. And Drake and the Weeknd, that combo is crazy. That combo is dangerous. It sucks that they're no longer on good terms. Like it sucks when great artists start beefing because it's like the fans suffer because we don't get no more music. It's because y'all got a problem with each other. Like keep the peace, my G. Keep the peace. But Drake and the Weeknd is one of the best collabs we've ever gotten. You know what I think would have been a crazy collab if him and Tory Lanez could ever see eye to eye. If Drake and Tory Lanez did a whole album together, you know how crazy that would be? Because like they both got bars, they both got flows, they both could rap. But when it comes to the R&B vibes, like in the singing, their ideas is just transcended. It sounds nothing like the modern day like R&B, the way we think of when we think about singers and shit. So like it would be so crazy if we could ever get and a Drake and a Tory Lanez like collab album, not just a track. I want an album. Hey yo, I ain't even heard nothing about Tory. Like ever since he got yoked up, you ain't even heard nothing about Tory Lanez recently. That's crazy too. I'm just not thinking about that. People saying Drake fell off. Drake's on right. Drake's on Mount Rushmore. Drake is on the rap Mount Rushmore. But no, it's crazy that Tory. We didn't even hear nothing about Tory Lanez since he was in that accident. I don't even say accident. It seemed like he got set up. I mean, the whole thing seemed like a setup to me, but we ain't got to talk about that. We ain't got to talk about that. You know how many fucking artists I know? Like, let me start this over. Look, this verse is magic, dog. Introspective verses about strippers, I love it. Introspective verses about stripping, I love it. And I don't even like strippers. Right now, I'm using this beard activating serum. I'm trying to get my shit thick. You feel me? I'm trying to get my shit thick. And it's like the tone of his voice. It's like that's another thing. I feel like it was really the tone of voice that was catching people and throwing them like, wow, he sounds like he's really talking to me. Like he sounds like the inner thoughts of somebody who's thinking about shit. No, you said your girlfriend at my next show, but it's all good. Don't stress though. How you gonna tell me not to stress, dog? You over here talking all this good shit, telling me that my girl pulling up to your show. How you gonna expect me not to stress, dog? You like, I love the little hoe. I can't not stress if she pulling up to your show without me. Of course I'm stressing. She probably gone. But look, dog, I'm still waiting for somebody to give me a valid argument on why Drake can't be a GOAT, why Drake's not on the rap Rushmore. You need a Drake album that was completely trash. Like my man gave us 15 years of straight gas. No one has given me a valid argument as to why Drake's not the GOAT yet. I'm still waiting. Like, and I think it's also crazy how much more vocal he was in his early R&B projects than his later ones. It's like he was really trying to be on his R&B tip for a minute. I don't even know the words to this one, but this is a vibe, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I really preferred Drake when he was spitting bars. I wasn't even a fan of the R&B for a long time. I liked when he was rapping. Yeah, I like rap. I like lyrics. But then when I think about the fact that he was spitting bars and rapping for real, it's like you got to give him the accolades that he's doing stuff like this. And it's like I was talking earlier, people try and discredit him. I was like, people be trying to discredit him, talking about he had writers, he had help, like he's not original, blah, 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 blah. But like Elvis Presley didn't write all his songs. He's a legend. The Beatles was a group of people writing songs. They're legends. You feel me? Like we want to talk about Whitney Houston. She's considered one of the greatest of all times. She wasn't a songwriter at all. She didn't even really write songs, period, right? We got Mariah Carey. She's a fucking legend. She didn't write songs. And so I understand a lot of the people I'm naming right now were supposed to be pop stars and singers and whatnot, but they were considered legends, greatest of all time type shit. And they didn't write songs. So the fact that people discredit him from being in the conversation of greatest of all time just because he has some songwriters, I think y'all need to come on and take the stick out your booty, bro. Like it's not that serious. Especially because a lot of people who want to discredit him from being a GOAT or being on a Mount Rushmore or being one of the greatest of all time, like whatever the case may be, they don't even make music. A lot of the people who discredit him as being a great artist don't even make music. They feel like they have to call into question his greatness, and they don't even know what it's like to make a song, to write a song, to record a song. How the hell are you gonna judge somebody who not only did it once, but has some of the number one hits out of the last 15 years, has over 100 songs that he's been on that has made it to the Hot 100 or the Billboard 100? How are you going to tell somebody who has done all of this that they're not worthy of being a legend and you've never even written or recorded a song? That's the thing that gets me the most. Like, how are you going to say this man is disqualified from even being considered in the conversation and you don't even know what it takes to make the final product? Shut the hell up. Shut up. Give it to Drizzy, dog. Drizzy's a go. Look, we need to make a Drizzy day. We need to make a Drizzy day in America. I'm sorry if it seems like I'm glazing. I don't mean to glaze, but it's just I can't not acknowledge talent. It's no different. So for me, this is no different than if people said Beyonce is a poopy artist, she's a horrible singer, she's a bad performer, and she shouldn't be considered and revered as respected as she is. Do I think that Beyonce should be as revered and as respected as she is? I don't know. That's up for question. But when it comes to her talent, whether or not she has a great voice, a great stage presence, great energy, great work ethic, that can't be questioned. So when people question whether or not Drake is a GOAT, I'm like, bro, something's wrong with you. You just a hater. Like the man has given us a flawless track record musically. Know that nothing I'm saying has anything to do with anybody's character, their orientation, or their quality of integrity. I'm talking purely sonic music and accolades. And this is one of my favorite songs. It's a Saturday. You gotta let them know sometimes. I think it's so crazy. He said, "Bitch, I'm the man." And so with this song, I think it's crazy. He said, "Bitch, I'm the man. Don't you forget it." He sang that shit. Man, like me. Because nobody ever. Sometimes you gotta remind them. Ain't nobody. Sometimes you gotta remind them. Look, little bitch, ain't nobody ever do it like me before. Ain't nobody look at you the way I did. Ain't nobody touch you the way I did. Ain't nobody talk to you the way I did. Ain't nobody care for you the way I did. And the reason why you rocked with me is because everything I did, said, and you experienced with me, you had never experienced before. So what is we really talking about? You really think I'm fucked up because you're not here no more when I gave you all the new experiences? Come on now. Look, Drake be speaking. He be speaking to the heart of men. Trying to find somebody to replace. He said, you trying to find somebody to replace what I gave to you. It's a shame you didn't keep it. Man, y'all wasn't listening. Y'all wasn't listening. Y'all heard him, but y'all wasn't listening. Mad because he like me. He said, bitch, I'm the man. Don't you forget it. The way you walk. And so that's something else that's so crazy. He said, the way you walk, that's me. The way you talk, that's me. The way you got the dress on, with you feel me, is like I inspired everything that you do. The way that you are, you did it all just so I would like you. And now you out here doing it for somebody else. Like I'm not the reason you was doing it to begin with. Bitch, I'm the man. And I said it. Bruh, look, as you can see, as a young nigga, this hit home. When I was in high school, I was just thinking, like, wow, this is so serious. Like, wow, he shaped and molded everything that she is today, and now she's giving it to somebody else. It's like, bro, being a 14, 15, how old I was, 16. I couldn't have been more than 17 when I heard this. So, like, listening to this and thinking, like, yo, women are really out here shaping and molding themselves to what you want and what you like, and then they go turn around and give it to somebody else and act like you never existed. And the whole reason they are the way that they are is because they wanted to be with you because they liked you. That's actually crazy. And then they act like you the crazy one. We're really like the let's just listen to the song. Let's just listen to the song. That's me. In that voice, in that voice, I made it. First I made who you are, then I made it. And you wasted. And I think another thing that's diabolical about this is he's singing so beautiful and airy and light and pretty. And he said, yeah, I made it. First, I made you who you are. Bitch, I made you. Just change the tonality, the inflection of what he's saying, and it has a whole nother sentiment to it. He said, yeah, I made it. First, I made you who you are, and then I made it. It sounds so lovely. But he literally said, bitch, I made you, and I can make another you because I'm on right now and I don't even got time for you. That's crazy. My man's was, you feel me? When people want to say Drake is soft and Drake is this and that, he be popping his talk, bro. He be talking that talk. He be talking that shit. Then they be like, oh, it's fake. It's fake. It's fake. Look, bro, this was his second album. Even then, he was telling these hoes, I made you who you are, and everything you're doing is because of me. You really think, look, we're not even going to get into that. Let's. I could count up all the times I drank to this song. Boy, if it all turned to dollars, I'd have a couple thousand because I used to grab every time I was getting lit from 2012 to 2017. Oh, it's like if I took a shot to all the, if I could count up all the times I took a shot to the song, take a shot for me, playing it for little shawties, drinking with shawties, playing it with the homies, you feel me, reminiscing about shawties, the homies, like I'll probably have a couple $1,000 worth of shots if I counted up all of the shots I've taken to this song. And I got a couple, if I got $3 for every shot I took to this song, I'd like to believe I'd have at least $1,500. At least 1,500. Sheesh. Oh, 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 a child for me. Oh, 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 oh. And I'm honest. I never cheated for the record. And that's so sad. He said, I never cheated for the record back when I was with you, but you believed in everything but me, girl. I don't get you. That's something I feel like, ladies, y'all don't even understand. It's like when you don't believe in a man, it's like, bro, I'm telling you the truth. I'm giving you the truth. I'm giving you my heart. I'm pouring out my heart. And all you saying is, I don't believe you. I know you out here fucking around because all men is dogs. You just make me want to go be a dog. Because it's like, I'm getting accused of being a dog. I'm getting treated like I'm being a dog. And I'm not even doing none of the dog behavior. If the dog behavior is what you want and what you expect, then I'm going to get treated like I'm doing it. I might as well go do it. If I'm going to have the same conversations if I'm not doing it as if I were doing it, I might as well do it, bro. It's like I can't win for losing, so I might as well get some benefits in the process. And that's just my 2 cents on that. I never treated for the record back when I was with you. How many times did he have to tell her that? For the fact that he put it in the song, you know he was going through it. You know he was going through it. From the fact he put that shit in the song, he was probably telling baby girl for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, like, I've been loyal. I'm only with you. And that's what creates dogs. That's why he went from this, he went from Take Care to Nothing Was the Same, because it was Take Care because he was just going on a trip. I'll be back for you, baby. And then Nothing Was the Same because he blew the fuck up and he's like, damn, nothing's been the same. And then this shit came out. He's like, man, fuck it. And then he came out with the For My Dogs, like, bro, these hoes been treating me like I'm nothing but a dog. So this for all my dogs, because all we do is dog hoes, because they don't even never believe me. And since they don't believe me, the hoes be dogging me. What is we talk about? Fuck it. No more heart in this bitch. And so, look, let's get back into the music. I never see it. She said I do your thing because you're always busy doing things. It's a way of doing things. I'm just trying to avoid. How many people had that as a caption? This song had people in the chokehold. Caption said, take a shot for me. And just right there, he said, it's much to do. But from a small town, they much to do but talk and listen. The women are jealous and the men are jealous and the women are in competition. I've seen all of these lines as IG captions, Facebook picture captions. You feel me? I'm from a small town and much to do. Like, bro, this man was IG caption for days. So one, I have to say shout out to the person who made this mix. That transition was clean as hell. That was super smooth. But secondly, I also just have to say the tone on that and the fact that we had The Weeknd come in so beautifully at the end of his verse, like that's one thing we really missing right now. It's so sad that these two Canadian greats is beefing. Shout out The Weeknd, shout out Drizzy. I really hope y'all can squash this beef one day and come back to giving us some hits, man, giving us some bangers. But at the same time, The Weeknd, I ain't even gonna front, I ain't gonna hold you, I ain't even mad, G. I understand. For anybody who don't know, go watch some Weeknd interviews. Look at the backstory to Take Care. Look at the backstory to The Weeknd's first album. Drake, you kind of did this man a little dirty, a little shady. You feel me? You might not care about my opinion, but I do feel like you kind of overshadowed this man's career. So pretty much The Weeknd would be in the studio, right? So if you don't know, The Weeknd was homeless. He was a homeless drug addict, right? At least that's the story and narrative that's been pushed. That's what I know about The Weeknd before his origins of becoming a big time singer, right? And so somebody saw him performing on the street, whatever, singing, whatever, and thought he was dope, right? So they took his information, his name and whatnot, and then they passed it on to Drake. And so Drake met the dude, thought he was talented, and said, I want to put you in the studio, right? And so he didn't sign him right away, but he put him in the studio. He hooked him up with producers, with, you feel me, writers, whatever the case may be. And The Weeknd got straight to it. He said, I'm not going to squander this opportunity. So he started making dope ass music, right? And so for some sessions, Drake would be there, right? Drake would come into the session, they'd be chilling, they'd be listening to songs and everything. And then Drake would just look at him like, once he would hear the shit, you feel me, in The Weeknd's ideas, the beats and everything, he'd be like, yo, this shit is heat. And he would pull The Weeknd to the side and be like, yo, dog, I think you should let me get this for my album. You know, I'm working on my album right now. It's with Young Money, Cash Money. I think this would go crazy. And so The Weeknd, being an artist who don't have a whole lot of pull, and he just came from living on the streets, is like, fuck it, I'll go ahead and give him this so maybe it could work out for me in my future, right? And so he would give Drake the song. And then there'd be other times where he would just be in the studio and Drake would call him or check in, like, yo, what's good? What you want? What's up? And The Weeknd would be like, yo, I'm in the studio right now. I just laid this crazy shit down. Like, we vibing mad crazy. And Drake would slide through to the studio and he would hear the shit. And then he would look at The Weeknd and be like, this is dope. Bro, you know I'm working on my album. You got to give me this, right? And so the story goes that by the time Drake began getting ready to release Take Care, at least half of the album was songs that The Weeknd either had started writing on, had wrote on, or the beat and the production was originally The Weeknd's idea. And so that's why we even have some of the features like Take a Shot for Me, and like any feature off of Take Care with The Weeknd on it was actually originally a Weeknd song. And Drake either took the beat, took the hook, took the vocals, took the verse, whatever the case may be, because he knew it was transcendental of the time. Now, when it comes to signing an artist, and you feel me, like he was doing what he thought he needed to do to secure and cement himself. And he found a great artist and great talent, and he's put a spotlight on it. The Weeknd is also one of a legend. He's low-key a legend. He's one of the few people who have taken a Michael Jackson style and sound, made it new, revamped it, and made a career out of it, right? But it's also like, damn, would he have been a bigger artist if he didn't give Drake the songs that initially cemented him in the game? Because if you listen to Take Care, if you listen to Shot for Me, if you listen to any Drake and The Weeknd song, it's if you really rock with Drake or if you really rock with The Weeknd, if you listen to any collabs between the two of them, you'll just be like, wow, this is a great song, right? And so if you just stop and think that a majority of their collabs started off as a Weeknd original, you'll just be like, damn, imagine if these were all The Weeknd songs and The Weeknd originals. Where would he be right now? What would his trajectory be? So it's like, from that aspect, I understand and I get it. But at the same time, being someone who wants to make the best music and the best quality music you can, why would you not solicit an artist who's better than you, who could sing better than you, who has better ideas, who can write better than you, and then learn from them? You feel me? So it's like, what was the line of learning and what was the line of stealing? You feel me? And with the fact that The Weeknd was signed to him, well, The Weeknd never actually formally signed, but with the fact that The Weeknd was in the studio because of him, The Weeknd was just doing what he thought was respectable and giving the person who was giving him an opportunity, you feel me, the opportunity to take some stuff from him, to learn a little bit from me. Like, all right, bet, you're setting me up with this whole studio. If I've already recorded 2, 3, 4 songs, the least I can give you is half a song. I could give you a hook. I can give you a bridge. Lo and behold, Take Care has become the backboard to the epitome of what Drake is to the culture, right? And 50% of it was originally The Weeknd's ideas. So it's like The Weeknd is really the backbone to the culture. So I don't know. I'm gonna stop now. I feel like I've been rambling, but yeah, that's just how I feel on that part. Let's just get back to this. And oh yeah, that's another thing. The way the DJ mixed this together is beautiful. You said, look, it's not me and you. It's not me and you. I do. Just emotion. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I guess that's it. I've been moving state to state. And so I gotta say something else. I know y'all hear this vocal quality. I know you hear this inflection. It's like this shit was so clean, dog. It was so different, dog. Like he was really in his bag. He was really in his groove. I don't have. Thank you, Scrimpo. It's like every time I touch it, I think don't leave you alone. That's the motion. Like I said, anytime you got Drake in the weekend, this is one of my favorite Drake songs. This right here is one of my favorite Drake songs. Whenever you have the Drake in weekend on the Drake in weekend, wow. Whenever you have Drake in the weekend on the same song, Astronomical, this is one of my favorite weekend songs, bro. Like they both just went fucking crazy on this song, man. And that's how you know the weekend's a real nigga, dog. Cause only real niggas have to deal with that and experience that. Like, shout out all my real niggas. If you ever been in the spot, you ever been in a space, and you just like, yo, why is this girl following me? Or multiple girls, you like, yo, why are they bothering me? Like, it's a room full of niggas. What you following me for? What you bothering me for, bro? It's like you in my phone, you wondering what I'm doing, who I'm talking to. What you bothering me for? He's like, this ain't no fucking sing along. Girl, what you singing for? Shut up! Nah, the week is a real nigga too. He literally said, leave me alone and shut up. And then the first flight from Poland. First flight from Poland. And that's another thing, the production on this. And so that's what I'm saying. It's like this song right here was originally supposed to be on the Weeknd's album, right? And so Drake slides to the studio. He starts hearing the song, and he's like, "Yo, this is beautiful, dog. Like, you got to let me put this on my album, right?" So when people talk about the landscape of Take Care and how Take Care changed the landscape of hip hop and changed the landscape of music, is like I gotta understand like why they give it to Drake, because it's his album. But the ideas and the original idea didn't come from Drake. And it's like I'm not even mad at it. It's just like I feel like we got to get a Weeknd his homage. Is like he paved way more of the lane for modern hip hop and R&B than we give him credit for, because he wasn't even a freshman yet in the game. He was behind the scenes. And so when we think about that and we just listen to music and we understand he's not the first person that shit's happened to. There's a lot of people who have been overshadowed who really gave a lot of inspiration, a lot of the original groundwork and the backboard to what we have in modern music, who've just been overshadowed. Like, I gotta run that back. First flight from Poland, a whole lot of friends. First flight from Poland. He said, I guess we're living in the it's like, bro, his flow was too clean. It was too smooth, bro. Smoking weed under star projectors. I guess we'll never know what Harvard gets us. But seeing my family have it all took the place for that desire of diplomas on the wall. Really, I think I like who I'm becoming. And I think that's another reason why people don't like Drake, because at one point in time, he just liked himself so much. It's like, once you like yourself, once you're happy with yourself, once you're confident in yourself, and everybody else sees the accolades too, they're just going to hate on you, dog. They're going to crucify you, dog. Like, they really just did Drizzy bad because he couldn't do no wrong when it came to the music. Now, is he a shitty person? Possibly. When it comes to the music, that nigga ain't do no wrong for a very long time. But fuck it. Let's just get back into the rap. That's what we here for. I got a lot of friends that come off the same ones that are coming off the hits for me. Say your lyrics do shit for me. I told my story and made his story. And that's another thing I feel like he don't get enough credit for. Like his one-liners and his punchlines, his wittiness. I told my story and made his story. And he started off saying, I got a lot of friends to come up off the hit for me. The same ones who will come up off the strip for me. The realest, you could say your lyrics do shit for me. I told my story and made his story. I made his story in history. It's like, I'm not just speaking for me. The people around me co-sign what I'm saying. And it's like, to be able to say that people rock with you. Wow. The easiest way to find a homo man is to put in a Drake song and see who sings it. That's crazy. I mean, if that's how you feel about me, cool. I don't know who you are. And if you think that all Drake fans are part of the LGBTQ community, I mean, I guess you don't know much about music. You don't know much about Drake or the LGBTQ community. The last person I talked to who was in that community can't stand Drake. So go do some research, check your facts. You feel me? Especially if you calling me a part of that community. You ain't know nothing about me. So if you expecting me to get offended or rage baited, go somewhere. Go talk to God. I don't care what you got to say. It's like, look, I'm gonna say it like this. You over here talking about how to find a how to find a homosexual man, right? But you on my live looking at me. So you must be trying to find the homosexual men. So what does that say about you? Go somewhere and get your life, homie. Leave me alone. I like good music. And if you look at the accolades this man has acquired in the last 15 years, it surpasses artists who've had 20-year careers. So yeah, I don't know what we're talking about. This OVO in that actual is what is this? I don't even know what this one is. I don't even know what this one is. And that's another thing. It's like he has so many sounds. How do you hate on a man who can make any genre of music? I do know this song. I don't know the words, but I've heard it. And so that's another thing. That's another thing I always respect about Drake is he's always down to try something new. He's always pushing the boundaries. He's always pushing the envelope. He's always pushing the new agenda when it comes to the music and like what style of music he's doing, what genre of music he's doing, what artists he's working with, what kind of features he's doing. Like he's always pushing the envelope a little bit and trying something new. So it's real hard to not respect an artist who's not afraid to try something new, to step out of the box, to think out of the box. Like as an artist, you know how easy it is to get locked in to one sound. And then as an artist who's hit success, it's very easy to keep making the same song, like keep making the same type of track, keep making the same type of music because it's what people gravitate to. So the fact that he's found success with different types of genres, different sounds, different songs, and different features, again, is like I'm like Drake is on the Mount. Drake is on the rap Mount Rushmore. He's on the R&B rap Mount Rushmore. He's on the music Mount Rushmore. He's comparable to the legends, the Elvis Presley, the Beatles, Michael Jackson, Prince, Eminem, 50 Cent, like anybody you consider a great, he has reached the same level of accolades as them, whether we're talking about album sold. I mean, he hasn't reached the same accolades of album sold as Eminem, but I'm pretty sure he has more Grammys than Eminem. Am I measuring the success of an artist in Grammys? No, but some people do. So I'm just saying, any accolade of success you want to look at as a measurement, Drake has measured up to it by most artist standards. And people still discredit him because they don't like Drake. It has nothing to do with the quality of music. Oh, don't do it to him. Don't do it to him. Don't do it to him. This the song that started it all. Do y'all hear it? Tell me y'all hear that. Look, drop it in the comments if you know what's coming up. This is the song that started it all. So look, I was listening to Drake before Drake was Drake, dog. And I say that because not a lot of people knew who he was. And he was, oh God, excuse me, he was still on his R&B shit. He was still trying to be, feel me, like he was singing songs with Trey Songz. He was doing love songs and all of that good jazz, right? And then he started rapping. He did a tape with Lil Wayne. He did the mixtape. And then all of a sudden, he was doing world tours and stuff like that. And he ended up on BET. And this was his first song where he was on TV in America, dog. And this is what put him on the map. We cannot deny this song ever. He said, hold up. They need to put this drop in. This one's for you. We can do it real big. Look, this is all I'm gonna say. Anybody who was a teenager, 12 years old to 20 years old, when this song came out, I know you was sending this to her. You was sending it to her. Baby, you my everything, everything I ever wanted. Whether you meant it or not, you was sending this to her. And that's one reason why he collided so much. And like he said in the song, women will or dudes will buy my album and say they got it for their sisters. Women is buying my album and dudes is buying it for their girl or buying it and saying they got it for their girl and for their sister. It's like he could really do no wrong. Baby, you my everything, you all I ever wanted. We could do it real big, bigger than we ever done it. It's so simple. It's so simple. Some of the greatest hits are so simple. And that's another reason why I feel like people like pass over Drake and say like blah whatever, he's not worth it, blah blah blah. Because a lot of his greatest hits is songs that are so simple. It's just the execution was beautiful. He said, and that's another thing. He was so simple with the verses. The verses were so simple. He said, hair tied, you feel me, chilling with no makeup on. Every girl chills with her hair tied with no makeup on. You feel me? It's like sweatpants. Every girl loves sweatpants. You feel me? Like he made the lyrics universal. And that's something I feel like people need to learn from Drake's songs is to make the music universal. To say things and do things that everyone could relate to, whether or not you're the one who's doing it or you're the one who's observing it. He's really good at making observations about life and then using them in his music in a very general, generic way where anyone could imagine it and relate to it. He's like, you could have my heart and we could share it like the last slice. Everybody knows when it gets to the last slice of pizza, you're like, oh, do you want that? Do you feel me? And then you don't normally share a last slice of pizza. So if you're sharing it, that means it's really special. You feel me? So me sharing my heart with you like the last slice of pizza is like the writing is so subtle, but it just has so much loaded into it. And it's so impactful. Like just think about this song and the fact that this song's longevity has lasted as long as it did is because it's impactful. I'll be hitting all this stuff really good. You know, I really gotta ask twice. You can have my heart. And this is also when he used to do more inflection tricks like sweatpants, hair tied, chilling with no makeup on. That's when you the prettiest. I hope that you don't take it wrong. You don't even trip when friends say you ain't bringing Drake along. You know that I'm working. I'll be there as soon as I make it home. And that's another reason why Drake collided. And like when I say collided, I mean hit home with people because his vocal intonation and his ups and downs, he switched it up and he kept the song interesting. You feel me? Sweatpants, hair tied, chilling with no makeup on. That's when you're the prettiest. I hope that you don't take it wrong. You don't even trip when friends say you ain't bringing Drake along. You know that I'm working, I'll be there. And so literally he went up, down, middle, and then rode that shit out. After I make it home, and she a patient in my waiting room. Never pay attention to the rumors and what they assume. And until them girls prove it, I'm the one to never get confused with. Baby, you my everything. It's about levels.